हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा
प्रेम से
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा
भाव से
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे।
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा।
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा।
परम धन राधा 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 राधा।
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा।
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा।
श्याम धन राधा 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 राधा।
श्याम धन राधा 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 राधा।
कृष्ण धन राधा 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 राधा।
कृष्ण धन राधा 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 राधा।
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री 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 राधा।
राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे। राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे।
राधे 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 बरसाने वाली
हो।
राधे। राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे।
आप लोग वृंदावन गए हैं? वृंदावन कितने लोग गए हैं? अच्छा, 2023 में कितने लोग गए हैं? कम से कम 700 पाउंड तो खर्ची नाकता हो। 2022 में, 21 में लोटियू मत जावाना सो तमें। कोई बात नहीं, शरीर से यदि ब्रज में वृंदावन में नहीं जा सकते तो मन से तो जा सकते हैं? पर एक बात समझ लीजिए, शरीर से वृंदावन जाने का जो लाभ है उससे कोटि गुना ज्यादा लाभ मन से वृंदावन जाने का है। ये केवल कहने के लिए नहीं है। भगवत गीता योगेश्वर कृष्ण ने क्या कहा? इंद्रियाणि पराण्याहु इंद्रियेभ्य परमं मनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धि ये बुद्धि परतस्तु सा। हे अर्जुन, इंद्रियों के ऊपर मन का स्थान है। इंद्रियां नीचे है, मन ऊपर है। सो इंद्रिय से जो हम सेवा करते हैं, परिक्रमा करते हैं, उससे कोटि गुना अधिक लाभ मन से सेवा करने का, मन से परिक्रमा करने का है। तो 5 मिनट में मैं आपको ब्रज की परिक्रमा करा सकता हूं। करनी है? हाँ। लेकिन देखो ये व्रज वृंदावन जो है ना, ये राधा रानी का अपना घर है। वृंदावन की अधिष्ठात्री देवी वृंदावनेश्वरी श्रीमती राधा रानी है। क्यों? क्योंकि यदि राधा न होती, राधा जी न चाहती, तो व्रज धरती पर न होता, वृंदावन धरती पर न होता। क्योंकि जब भगवान श्री कृष्ण को धरती पर, ब्रह्म वैवर्त पुराण, जब कृष्ण को धरती पर आने की इच्छा हुई तो कृष्ण ने राधा को कहा, राधे राधे हमको पृथ्वी पर जाना है, तुम आओगी? राधा ने सीधा मना कर दिया, कृष्ण तुमको जाना है तो जाओ, मैं नहीं आऊंगी। क्यों? तब राधा जी कहती है, यत्र वृंदावनम नास्ति न यत्र यमुना नदी, यत्र गोवर्धनम नास्ति तत्र मेन मन सुख। कृष्ण जहां वृंदावन नहीं है, जहां गोवर्धन नहीं है, जहां यमुना नहीं है, वहां मेरा मन नहीं लगता, इसलिए मैं आपके साथ नहीं आऊंगी। ये तो वैसा ही जैसे आपके इंग्लैंड में कोई पति पत्नी से कहे कि अब हमको घर मूव करना है, तुम चलोगी? तो पत्नी कहेगी, यत्र वाईफाई नास्ति न यत्र डिश टीवी यत्र वॉशिंग मशीन नास्ति तत्र मैं न मन सुख। तो राधा ने कुछ ऐसा कहा, क्योंकि वृंदावन वैकुंठ में, गोलोक में था, यमुना भी गोलोक में थी, गोवर्धन भी गोलोक में था, तो धरती पर आकर मैं क्या करूंगी? कृष्ण ने कहा कि राधे, यदि वृंदावन को धरती पर उतार दूं तो, यमुना को यदि धरती पर उतार दूं और गोवर्धन को धरती पर उतार दूं तो, बोले तब मैं आपके साथ आऊंगी। तब राधा रानी के कहने पर राधा के लिए कृष्ण ने वृंदावन, गोवर्धन और यमुना को धरती पर उतार दिया। शत शत नमन है श्रीमती राधा रानी को कि यदि श्याम सुंदर से ये रिक्वेस्ट न करती, ये शर्त न रखती, तो आज गिरिराज, गोवर्धन, यमुना और व्रज हमारे पास न होता। इसलिए राधा रानी की कृपा से ब्रज मिलता है। ब्रज की परिक्रमा करनी है ना, तो राधा नाम के साथ, ठीक है? वृंदावन के वृक्ष को मर्म न जानत कोई, डार डार अरु पात पात पर राधे राधे होई। हमारे ब्रज में तो सब राधे राधे हैं। प्रत्येक वृक्ष पर लिखा हुआ है राधे राधे। एक दूसरे को मिलना है तो राधे राधे बाबा जी, राधे राधे प्रभु जी। साइकिल वाले, रिक्शा वाले राधे राधे। किसी को गाली भी देनी हो ना तो दांत दबाकर राधे राधे साले। तो यहां तो सब राधे राधे से चलता है, ठीक है? इसलिए राधा नाम के साथ बोलिए सब लोग भाव से, राधे 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 राधे। जतिपुरा में, गोवर्धन में, दान घाटी में, पाप मोचन कुंड में, संकर्षण कुंड में, गोविंद कुंड में, भैरव कुंड में, गौरी कुंड में, पुछरी कलोटा, कुसुम सरोवर, श्याम कुटीर में, नारद कुंड में, ग्वाल पोखरा, हरि गोकुल में, रमण रति में, गोपेश्वर में, बाके बिहारी, सने बिहारी, मदन मोहन जी, गोपीनाथ जी, राधा दामोदर, राधा विनोद जी, साक्षी गोपाल जी, राधा माधव, युगल किशोर जी, राधा रमण जी, अष्ट सखी जी, केशव देव जी, विमलेश्वर महादेव, रंगेश्वर महादेव, राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे,
राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे,
राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे,
राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे।
बोलो राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे।
राधे
अब की बार जोर से होना चाहिए। वृंदावन में सुनरत गांव में
राधे
काली देहा पर
राधे
पान गली में
राधे
मान गली में
राधे
कुमन गली में
राधे
कुंज सेवा में
राधे
प्रेम गली में
राधे
श्रृंगार घाट में
राधे राधे
चीर घाट में
राधे राधे
केशी घाट में
राधे
निधि वन में
राधे
वंशीवट में आहा ज्ञान गोदरी
राधे
ब्रह्मा कुंड में
राधे
अटल वन में
राधे
निहार वन में
राधे
गोपाल वन में
राधे
निकुंज वन में
राधे
राधा वन में
राधे
झूलन वन में
राधे
भांडीर वन में
राधे
मधुवन में
राधे
सूर्य घाट में
राधे
युगल घाट में
राधे
बिहार घाट में
राधे
अंधेर घाट में
राधे
पानी घाट में
राधे
केली कदम में
राधे
मथुरा जी में
राधे
जन्मभूमि में
राधे
गोपेश्वर में
राधे
विश्राम घाट में
राधे
स्वामी घाट में
राधे
मधु कुंड में
राधे
अक्रूर भवन में
राधे
ताल वन में
राधे
कुमुद वन में
राधे
दरिया जी में वराई गांव में करुण गोविंद में केसरी गांव में बहुला वन में संतन कुंड में शकन गांव में तेरा गांव में इंद्र कुंड में सौरभी कुंड में रावत कुंड में राधे राधे
वाली राधे राधे
बरसाने वाली राधे।
नाम महा धन है अपनो नहीं दूसरी संपत्ति और कमाने। नाम महा धन है अपनो नहीं दूसरी संपत्ति और कमाने। अरे छोड़ यटारी यटा जग की हमको कुटिया ब्रिज माही बनानी।
हमको कुटिया ब्रिज माही बनानी।
हमको कुटिया ब्रिज माही बनाने।
हमको कुटिया ब्रिज माही बनानी।
टूक मिले रसिकों की सदा और पीबन को यमुना जल पानी। टूक मिले रसिकों की सदा और पीबन को यमुना
जल पानी।
हमें औरन की परवाह नहीं। अपनी ठकुरानी श्री राधिका रानी।
अपने ठकुरानी श्री राधिका रानी।
अपनी ठकुरानी श्री राधिका रानी।
अपने ठकुरानी श्री राधिका रानी।
हाँ राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधे।
राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधे।
आहा जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा।
जगन्नाथ
जय जगन्नाथ
बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा।
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम।
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम।
राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम।
राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम।
बोलो रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम।
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम।
हम गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय,
गौरनिताय जय
जय श्री गौरनिताय,
गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय।
आहा प्रभुपाद 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 शिल प्रभुपाद,
प्रभुपद 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 शिल प्रभुपद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद,
जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद।
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। युग धरण हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंद।
जय जय श्री राधा रमण, जय जय नवल किशोर, जय गोपी चित चोर प्रभो, जय जय माखन चोर, जय जय माखन चोर। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की, राधा गोकुलानंद भगवान की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी
Hare Krishna. I welcome all the loving devotees of Srimad Bhagavatam, all the attendees, devotees. I also extend my warm welcome and gratitude all the senior devotees of Radha Gokulanand who have decorated this beautiful assembly. I also welcome you all who have joined through the medium of electronic devices, Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, etc. Thousands of people are listening to this. So all the listeners, attendees, and the organizers of this beautiful Katha, all the devotees of Sri Radha Gokulanand, I welcome you all on the second and the last day. I welcome you all and please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Radhe Shyam.
परम सौभाग्य
We are extremely fortunate
भक्त के गुण और भक्ति के चार साधन
that we are discussing the four limbs of pure devotional service and the qualities of a great devotee of the Lord. So far, in Maharaj Parikshit's life, we have seen so many qualities. First and foremost of his quality is when he committed a mistake and he realized the same, then he became conscious or tried to atone his sins. So we all are humans and we are so we all are human and it's common for us to err, but only person who cannot commit any mistake is the Lord himself. So this is our nature and behavior to commit mistakes. But after committing a mistake, when you realize your folly, then whomever we have offended, we should seek their forgiveness and we should try to atone it or rectify it. So pascha means later on and tap means heat. So after you have committed the mistake, that heat that is generated by our trying to atone those sins, burn all our sins. But for us, it is reversal. We commit mistake and then we say that you all could be wrong, but I can't be wrong. When it is about a great devotee of the Lord, although he is not at fault, yet he says that I committed an mistake and I should be punished for the same. So this is the nature of a devotee. And it's not only about Parikshit Maharaj. If you listen carefully, then you can take a reference from Yudhishthir Maharaj as well. He fought the battle of Kurukshetra and he won the war. And when he should have celebrated his victory, he was anxious, worried that because of me, so many people have died, so many women became widow, children lost their parents. So this is all because of me. Although he was not at fault, similarly, when Narad Muni cursed Nal, Nalkuber and Manigriv, so although they couldn't have atoned their sins, but when Naraji gave him the curse and the blessing that they will stay in the home of the Lord himself and see his pastimes, so they were able to attain the Lord. So this is the behavior of a great sage or an exalted devotee of the Lord, that although if he is not at fault, he agrees that I am at fault. And if in actuality you have committed a mistake, then they atone their sins like Parikshit Maharaj did. And when he realized that Shringi has cursed him, then he didn't avenge the same. He didn't have any feeling of revenge or enmity towards him. He could have cursed Shringi, he could have killed Shringi Muni, but he accepted it as a mercy that whatever he has said, I don't have any authority to punish him for the same. So in this world, if someone misbehaves with us, then we should not punish them. We should accept it as our karma and tolerate it, because nobody can do anything wrong in our life, and whatever wrong is being done in our life is because of our previous work or karma, and it comes through some medium or other, and the person who becomes this instrument should not be punished, because to punish is the authority of the Lord Himself and no one else. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that Draupadi's 5 sons were killed by Ashwathama mercilessly. And when Draupadi realized, and Arjuna had bought Ashwathama like an animal, tied and gave her the sword, so she could have killed Ashwathama instantly. But Draupadi never killed him, but she forgave him. So we saw in Maharaj Parikshit's character as well that although Shringi Muni cursed him, what is the introduction of a pure devotee of the Lord? If he is offended, dishonored, even if he is thrashed, then that exalted devotee of the Lord, although he is capable, he doesn't take any action. If someone curses us, we take revenge. And if we are not able to do that, but we keep, if not that time, then we will keep it in our mind, and think every dog has a day. So my time will also come. But when we talk about the great personalities of Srimad Bhagavatam, although they are capable, Parikshit Maharaj is far capable than Shringi Muni. Similarly, we see the example of Chitraketu. Chitraketu Maharaj was cursed to be a demon by Mother Parvati. And there, even Lord Shiva has said that, do you think that this Chitraketu is an ordinary human? He could have burnt you by cursing you. But because he is an elevated devotee of the Lord, although he is truthful and he is capable, yet they don't give punishment, they forgive others. This is the sign or a symbol of a great devotee. They are soft-hearted. So this is what we should learn from Bhagavatam. So even if we listen less, but if we imbibe it more, then it is far more favorable and useful to us. So once Dwarikadhish, Lord Shri Krishna, was sitting to eat and Rukmini was serving him. So she was keeping all the eatable items on his plate.
અમાર ગુજરાતીમાં બધુંય બધાયમાં સાકર હોય है ना, वो तो मानना पड़ेगा ना। कृष्ण का जन्म born and brought up कहाँ के हैं?
So
born
Krishna is born and brought up Mathura and Vrindavan.
तो कृष्ण का जन्म मथुरा में हुआ, उनकी परवरिश गोकुल में हुई,
and he was raised in Gokul, Vrindavan, and he resided there for 11.5 years. Then in Mathura he resided for 18 years, and in Dwarika he resided for 100 years. So his birthplace is Mathura, and he was brought up in Vrindavan.
उनके पासपोर्ट पर जहां जहां कृष्ण फॉर्म भरते
So,
होंगे, वह सिटीजन कहाँ के लिखते होंगे, गुजरात। 100 साल से भी ज्यादा कृष्ण
so for more than 100 years he resided in
तो गुजरात में
Dwarika.
मिलते हैं ना, ढोकला, खमण, पात्रा, श्रीखंड। खैर जो भी है, मुंह में पानी आ रहा है। आप कहोगे अभी अभी शुरू किया है और प्रसाद का नाम ले रहे हैं। तो रुक्मणी माता ने द्वारिकाधीश कृष्ण को भोजन परोसा और फिर
So Mother Rukmini was serving the Lord, and Krishna started to eat, and he just kept the food that he has bitten and just started running. And then he came back and he started eating again. Then again he did the same. So Mother Rukmini became anxious. That's what's going on. But when he was eating, Rukmini ji asked, "Oh, my beloved husband, can I ask you?" So this is the nature of women. Whatever demand or desire a woman has, when husband is about to eat, she asks it. So this is the most appropriate time. So he might have been tired and might be thinking, let's eat something. And then he this that and he did that, she did that. At least let him eat first. So the Lord was eating. But Rukmini ji said that, can I ask you a question? I couldn't understand. You were eating and then you started running. And Krishna replied, on earth, what for? There was a devotee and people were agitating him. So how could I tolerate that my devotee is being disturbed? So I just left my meal and started running to save him. So Rukmini ji said that you have a paternal relationship towards your devotees. So he said that, then why didn't you go? He said, I was about to go to save him, but by the time I reached at the door, the devotee himself trashed the party. So now that devotee himself can punish, then what is my requirement there? So the essence here is we should leave everything on Krishna's judgment. Whatever you do, we will just think that this is our past karma and we will continue performing good deeds. So this is what we should learn from Parikshit Maharaj, that although he is capable, he was insulted, cursed, yet Parikshit Maharaj took not a single step against him. He was capable, he was a king. Otherwise, who was Shringi in comparison to Parikshit Maharaj? So this is what a devotee should learn and imbibe. Even if one quality we can imbibe in our quality in our life, then our life will become benefited greatly. When Parikshit Maharaj realized that he's about to die, he left his home. He didn't keep any attachment. Although he was the emperor of the whole world, yet he didn't took any time to leave all this wealth, opulence, kingdom, servants, everything in a moment. And we see in UK and America, when people are 60-year-old and they say that we are giving exam. How does it look? Then I remember Shankaracharya. So in Kashi, there was an old man who was reading, learning via Sanskrit Vyakaran. Grammar is to be read when we are kids or children. Now a 60-year-old man in Kashi was learning grammar. And well, Pacharya asked that, Shankaracharya asked that, what are you doing? He said that, so Adi Shankaracharya, who is the incarnation of Lord Shiva, he said, he says that this grammar that you're learning now is not beneficial at the time of death. So he said that, what shall I do at the time of death? So he said, Bhaj Govindam Mudha Mate. Oh fool. Mood means fool. Is this your age to learn grammar? Now this is your age to perform devotional service, chant the holy names of the Lord. So when the time is opportune, we should know how to denounce. So for kids also, it's a great learning or a lesson that when Ramji was told that he will become the king, he was detached. And just 3 years before his coronation, Kekai mother said that you should go to exile for 14 years. And Ramji went away with a smile on his face. So whatever happiness he had of becoming the king was similar to the happiness when he went to exile. So this is, or we should connect that when we take or connect to social media, then we should have this feeling of detachment as well, that whenever we are supposed to leave, then we should be able to leave it. So for us, there is a system that after 50 years in Vanprasth, whatever we have gathered, we should live a simple life and focus on chanting the holy names of the. But here, we are so attached that even when we are old, our children force us that now you should not come to work anymore. So this is what we should learn from Bhagavatam. So he had such a great kingdom, yet he was not attached. He was completely detached. And if someone asks that, what do you teach in Katha? So we teach renunciation. Haven't you just renounced your office and came here to hear the Bhagavatam? So at least for 3-4 days, you have let go of your work, your eating, etc. Some might have left their husband or spouse and came here. So gradually, when the time is opportune, if there is a great service, then we should be charitable. So if we don't leave it today, little, then when the Lord will make us leave everything, then we will be at more distress and anxiety. So it is said that the heart became enlarged and he died because of that. So we have to gradually make our heart be. but gradually you should be charitable. Then you will not die.
सो त्याग महाराज परीक्षित समय आने पर
So when the time was right, Parikshit Maharaj renounced everything. So we should have this practice, exercise. So our Loknath Goswami was met with a great accident and he was saved, but he was regretting. They said that, why are you worried? You're safe. He said that I should have thought about the Lord, but thinking about, oh, my father. So I should have remembered the Lord. So this is how we should keep on checking ourselves. Some people even don't leave their wife in the Katha.
मुझे क्या है ना, मैं ये सब जब बोलता हूँ तो ऑर्गेनाइजर तो ऐसा नहीं बैठा ना, सोच समझ के बोलना पड़ता है. यहाँ तो पता ही नहीं है कौन ऑर्गेनाइजर है. समूहમાં છે એટલે અહીંયા ચાલે બધું. सो है ना, ये सब त्याग. अभी से पत्नी का 3 घंटा त्याग करो तो एक दिन टोटल त्याग करना पड़े तो चिंता नहीं होगी इतनी.
So if you keep on practicing, then on your death time you won't get that much anxiety. Then from Parikshit Maharaj, during his last, he took the vow that I will listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. And for that he became inquisitive and Shukdev Goswami entered. So we were listening about Shukdev Goswami yesterday. So how he was born, let me tell you in short, because he is the Acharya of congregational chanting, while Parikshit Maharaj is the ideal for listening or Shravana Bhakti. So Parvati ji told Shivji that, so you die and I die and you don't. So she just counted that I have died so many times and you haven't died once. So this is right. So she says that how I die but you don't die. Then Shivji replies that because I know the Amar Katha and by that potency I have become immortal. But you are unaware, that is why you die, or you are mortal. Then Parvati ji said that please share it with me. Then we'll both become immortal then. Shivji said that once I took you, but you went there and you slept.
एक बार त्रेता जुग माही शंभु गए कुंभज
ऋषि पाये.
तो शिव जी गए थे संग सती जग जननी भवानी.
So Shivji went with Sati to Kumbhaj Rishi's hermitage. And with great pleasure, he heard the pastimes of the Lord from him. But Satiji slept. So, I took you there, but you go and sleep there. Some people come to Katha only to sleep.
स्वभाव के हास्य सार्वभौम प्रभु, वो कहते हैं मैं दो.
In ISKCON there is Sarvabhaum Prabhu He says that I know two mantras, mantra to make people sleep. And the other is the other mantra which can make any person awake. To make them sleep, you can chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. And to make them Mahaprasad. So no matter how deep the sleep might be, he will immediately awaken. So sometimes people say that why do we feel sleepy when we are listening to Katha? So when you are eating, have you ever felt sleepy? Why? Because you have a feeling of pleasure, happiness in that. But in past Katha, you don't have interest, you don't have any happiness. So to have that attachment, interest. So whenever you meet a sage or a saint, then you should just ask that, please give us a blessing that we have focus of Lord in our heart and interest in the Katha. So Parvati ji said that this time I will not sleep. Just share this Katha with me. And he said that we need appropriate time, place, piety. So when the time is opportune, I will share it with you. So Parvati ji used to remind Shivji on a daily basis. So she used to inquire. So Shivji thought that now I will have to share it with her. So once he took her to Amarnath, and it's this, so he thought that nobody else should listen to Katha. He left his snake, Nandi, everyone behind, and they sat under a banyan tree. And he thought that there might be some insects or birds here, so he used his damru to make everyone leave. So now everybody has went away, but there was a egg or a parrot in an egg. So his parents left, but that bird was just born, so it could not fly, and he was sitting on the same banyan tree, and Shivji started sharing Amar Katha with Parvati ji. So Shivji is told that this is your last chance. You should not sleep. She said, promise I will not sleep. So he says that whenever I speak about the pastimes of the Lord, I close my eyes. So if you sleep, I won't even realize. So she said that I will just keep on giving a confirmation to you. So you all should also do it. So we should appreciate. So, so how we should listen to Katha, that should be also a course. We should listen it with great pleasure. So we should appreciate. If a cricketer makes 100 runs, then we don't get tired of praising him.
તમારું ગળું ખેંચાય તો તમારે अपना अनुमोदन होना चाहिए ना तो
So we should appreciate.
એમ આવવું જોઈએ तो हमारे वहां कथा में साधु साधु पहले ये स्टाइल होती थी
So
साधु साधु
earlier people used to say sadhu, sadhu.
कोई साधु આવ્યા છે તમે આમ સાધુ બોલો તો કોઈ પાછળ જોવે કે કોઈ સાધુ બાબા આવ્યા છે खैर तो शिव जी ने कहा कि पार्वती मैं कैसे समझूं
So
बोले मैं हुंकार दूंगी हाँ बीच बीच
she said that I will give you a confirmation.
ऐसे करूंगी तो कोई वांधा नहीं शिव जी ने कहा
So Shivji agreed that
आंखें बंद करके शिव जी ने
no
शुरू
problem. And he closed his eyes and started speaking.
तेने ब्रह्मरिदायादि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत सूर्य तेजोवारि मृदाम यथा विनिमयो यत्र तिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परम धीमहि धर्म प्रोजित केतवोत् परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद् भागवते महामुनि कृते किं वा परेरीश्वर सद्य ही अवरुद्धते कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः वो तो संस्कृत में ही चल रहा था तुम्हें तो कहीं समझ हाँ जो चलो आटलू आवड़ी गયું તો એ કથા સફળ આપણે મારે વાંધો નહીં પણ આ બિચારા બીજા કોઈ કથા કરતા હોય તમે હા કરશો તો ઊભો થઈ જશે કે ये क्या क्योंकि बोलने वाले को भी पता होना चाहिए स्टाइल कैसी तो संस्कृत में करते गए पार्वती देते गई
Shivji started speaking and Parvati ji was giving confirmation, but somehow Parvati ji went to sleep.
आप जब भी कोई अच्छा काम करोगे ना
Whenever you are going to do a good work, you feel sleepy.
ये अंतिम पड़ाव है जहां पर आपको युद्ध करना पड़ेगा
So this is the last
भगवान रामचंद्र ने
battle that you have to fight. When Ramchandra killed Kumbhakaran, then his wife came.
राम जी को लगा कि डिवोटी बनना चाहती हैं
So she asked that how can I become a devotee? Because she was the wife of Kumbhakaran. He said that you can attain me by listening to my pastimes. Then his wife answered,
जो करवा दऊं तो मारू नाम कुंभकर्ण की पत्नी नहीं और कुंभकर्ण की पत्नी कौन निद्रा देवी
so who is his wife? That is Nidra Devi. So she said, wherever your pastimes will be sung,
जाकर बैठ जाऊंगी
I will sit on the head of the listener.
कि आपकी कथा सुन सके आपकी प्राप्ति कर सके
Nobody will be able to attain you.
निद्रा देवी
So she comes here.
लेकिन भगवान रामचंद्र ने कहा तुम अपना काम
But Lord Ramchandra said that you do your work. I will also give a boon
कथा होगी तो तुम
when
उस श्रोता के मस्तक पर जाकर बैठोगे लेकिन
ever there will be a pastime
मेरा
and
नाम लेगा
he is listening
छोड़कर कई किलोमीटर
and
दूर चले जाना पड़ेगा
you
हरे कृष्णा हरे
sit on his head, but when they chant your name, then my name, then you will have to run away from there.
चली गई देखो मैंने देखते तो जब जब कथा के बीच में महामंत्र होता है ये सब हमारे गुरु जी ने परम पूज्य राधा गोविंद गोस्वामी महाराज
So
ने हमको बैठकर ये सब सिखाया है
this is what our
10 मिनट
Guru Maharaj,
महामंत्र बोलना
His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj has started. He said that every 10 minutes you should say or chant Harinam. So I was unaware. Then I realized that because people tend to sleep, that is why he has counseled me that. So we should keep on chanting the holy names in between.
कथा में जब महामंत्र बोलते हैं तो क्या होता है एक तो नींद चली जाती है और हजारों जन्म के
So
जो पाप है ना हृदय में वो सारे
our
पाप
sleep
निकल कर चले जाते हैं
goes away and all the sins in our heart also run away from our heart.
कहाँ जाते हैं
So they say that
चिंता હોય
then where do they go?
કે આપણે વેજીટેરિયન થઈ જશું તો
So if we become vegetarian,
ભગવાને દુનિયામાં
then
ચોખાની ને અનાજની તાણ નહીં પડે પણ
where will not there be any shortage of grains, etc.?
कि हम कथा में भगवान का नाम लेंगे तो हमारे पाप निकल जाएंगे तो वो
all our sins will go away, but where will they go? So those who don't chant the holy names of the Lord, it will go there and take shelter there. So just be very careful and conscious.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram.
इस बार सबने भगवान का नाम लिया क्योंकि भगवान की इतनी चिंता नहीं जितने पड़ोसी की है हम तुम्हारे
So
मारा करते समय कथा सुनते समय
while we chant the names or
तो भगवान का
we get agitated, so we're not worried that we slept. We're worried that has our neighbor seen it or not.
चिंता बाजू वाले की होती है लेकिन आप सो कथा में यदि आप सो भी जाते हो तो मुझे कोई चिंता नहीं मुझे तो सोने वाला भी अच्छा लगता है मने कम से
Even if you sleep, that also is fine.
तो काम में आएगा
I feel that at least somebody was able to sleep because of me.
બહુ આનંદ થાય કે તમારે સુવા માટે ગોળીઓ લેવી પડે તમે પડખા ફરો તો
It-
ઊંઘ ના આવે
You have to take medicine to sleep and
સમાજના કામમાં
you're not able to sleep. So this is also a social service.
હું એક લોરી ગાઉં कोई मेरी आँखों से देखे बहुत बहुत रात बीती चलो मैं सुला दूं देखो लाइट में ले भाई बहुत रात बीती चलो मैं सुला दूं मन हर छेड़े सरगम में कथा सुना और कथा में जब आप सो जाते हो तो तुम्हें देख कर ये ख्याल आ रहा है जैसे फरिश्ता वॉटफोर्ड में आ गया આ ગમ્યું બધાને તમને બધાને આવું જ ગમે છે ના આવું તમને કોઈ દેતા નથી कथा जगाने के लिए है और इस सभा में तो कोई नहीं सो रहा है पार्वती सो गई આપણે આ મૂળ કથામાં આવી જઈએ ઓકે આપણે ટ્રેનમાં સ્ટેશનો ઘણા બધા આવે પણ આપણે આપણું મૂળ સ્ટેશન જ જવાનું છે સો પાર્વતી માતા સो गई
Mother Parvati slept, but at that time, what happened? The bird in the nest was listening to the Katha and he was enjoying it. So she stopped confirmation and this parrot started giving confirmation. And Shivji continued and he spoke the whole Amar Katha. And what is this Amar Katha? You might be thinking. So it is none other than Srimad Bhagavatam.
ये अमर कथा है भक्तों ये और कुछ नहीं यही कथा थी अमर कथा सो इस कथा को सुनकर उस
So by listening to this, that
आनंद से कथा सुनी
parrot became nourished and nurtured.
परमहंसायाम संहितायाम द्वादश स्कंद समाप्ति जब की और आंखें जब खोली
And as soon as Shivji concluded, he saw that and opened his eyes, he saw Parvati ji was sleeping. So in Satyanarayana Katha also, so the mothers sleep, and when the Brahmana blows the conch, then they wake up. So Shivji had this question that if she's sleeping, then who was giving the confirmation? Somebody who is unauthorized was listening, and he saw this parrot who was nourished, and he said that I will not leave him, and he took his trident and started chasing this parrot. So this parrot started flying, and it reached Badrinath, where Vedvyas Muni was, I concluded the Bhagavatam. He was thinking that if I get a great son, and Vedvyasji's wife, his name is Vitika, and she was yawning, and this parrot entered her mouth, and Shivji was just holding his trident. He's like, I will just kill him. So Vedvyasji told that, don't you know the glory of Amar Katha? He had already heard the Bhagavatam. He is immortal now. Now even you cannot kill him. So you should think as a sign of providence. And this bird was none other than Sri Shukdev Goswami. So yesterday you heard that the Shuk that was sent by Srimati Radharani is the same bird. But a person who listens to Bhagavatam, he becomes always alert from the external potency of the Lord, that is Maya. So when he heard about this Katha, he didn't came out of the womb of his mother. So almost 12 years elapsed, but this child was not coming out of the womb of his mother. His mother was distressed, father was disturbed. So he was 12-year-old. Vedvyaji said that your mother is getting trouble now, you should come out. He said that I will not come. He says, I'm scared of Maya Devi, or external potency of the Lord. So who have already heard the whole Bhagavatam is scared of Maya, and we don't even know one alphabet of that, and we still have no anxiety or fear of Maya. So Vedvyasji went to Dwarika and brought Krishna, and he said that she's your potency. So Krishna told that she is my potency, and I bless you that it will never disturb you. So when he got this word from Krishna himself, then after 16 years, Shukdev Goswami came from the womb of his mother. But after that also, he never stayed at his home for even one single day, because he thought that if I stay here, then I will get attached to my parents, or I'll get attached to the home. He was the crystal of renunciation. That is why he's called that. Since birth, because as soon as a child is born, he needs mother. But he leaves the home. Vedvyasji starts running behind him, that where are you going, my son? He's greatly disturbed, and he entered the great forest. Shukdev never responded, but the trees responded to Vedvyasji. They said, oh Vedvyasji, now you should return home, because now your son is not yours. This life of great sages is not for them, but for the welfare of the whole society at large. So you should not be attached to your son. This is not your son. Why? Because the river has water in it. So she never drinks that water herself. It is for others. The cow never drinks the milk. It is for others. Even the trees give fruits. They don't eat them themselves. It is also for the benefit of others. Similarly, the great sages and saints' children are for the welfare of the society. He he's born here on this earth for the welfare of the society. So Shukdev ji has a pastime. Although he was aware of the path, and he was a parrot of Srimati Radharani, but there was a pastime, and he had read the Bhagavatam or heard the Bhagavatam when he was his parent. So he was the follower of impersonal Brahmanism. So they close their eyes and look at the light. So why we need to close our eyes? We can focus directly then. In Bhagavad Gita, he says that those who are attached to impersonal Brahmanism, they always suffer. So this Gyan Marg, because we are unable to focus, it's so much trouble. And what's the fruit? You merge into the Brahma. So it's like you go to a village and there is a cow and prepare a great butter from its milk. So you see, you ask for the milk from the cow that is fresh, and you say that no, this is to make. They refuse and they say that this is to make curd. So they got the curd in the morning, and seeing this, you say they now at least you can give us the curd. No, this curd is not for eating. Then what are you supposed to do? So we will make butter out of it. So they churn it and make the butter. So now seeing this butter, we get so excited. But these city kids can never know the real butter that used to be made by the cow's milk. So this fresh butter is there, and you feel that you need to eat, and they say that no, this is not to eat. So not milk, not curd, not butter. Then we will make clarified butter out of it, ghee. So they burn it, put it on fire, and when it then there is some beautiful desi ghee. And now he thinks that now at least they will give me ghee. And they said, no, this is not for you to eat. So now we will light a lamp from this ghee. So this is the Gyan Marg. I'm explaining this Bhagavad Gita is
वो ऐसे ही दुखी होंगे। आंखें बंद करके ध्यान करो, ज्योति का ध्यान, ज्योति का। ज्योति તમારે ત્યાં બેન છે એક, જ્યોતિ બેન। પહેલા તો કઈ જ્યોતિ, પછી કેવી જ્યોતિ, લાલ કે પીળી ज्योति, और फिर मिलेगा तो क्या?
And what will you get? We lost the milk, the curd, butter, and even the ghee, and we just burned the everything to flames. But what is the path of devotional service? So even there is restriction in unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. We follow the 4 regulative principles, we have to follow Ekadashi, but this path of devotional service, we can make curd from the milk and then butter and then with ghee you can make a sweet. And then we offer it to the Lord. And then we ate it. And we will get nourishment in our bhakti and we will enjoy it as well. This is the path of another devotional service towards the Lord. Even if you close your eyes and start running, you will never fall down. This is the path of devotional service. But in other processes like karma kanda, gyan marg, you have to be very careful and cautious. Therefore, the path of bhakti is very, very easy. But Shukdev Goswami, since birth, was a impersonal Brahma. He used to meditate on the formless form of the Lord, and he was attached to that. He sat in a trance. So he got relieved of all the distresses of this material life, and he started enjoying this impersonal Brahmanism. But then Shukdev ji heard these two verses from Bhagavatam. So Vedvyas ji's disciples who were roaming in the forest, they were singing these verses, and when Shukdev Goswami heard this, his trance was broken. He thought that this bliss that he was enjoying is futile in comparison to these two verses. So here in these two verses, Krishna's beauty is described, and in the second, his qualities are described. So what do they sing?
હવે તમે જુઓ સુખદેવની સમાધિ નો તોડી નાખે શું કરે. હવે તમે સાંભળજો, તમારી સમાધિ તૂટી જશે. સુર બરાબર. બરહા પીડમ નટવર વપુ કર્ણયો કર્ણિકારમ વિભ્રતવાસ કનકકપીશમ વૈજયંતિમ ચ માલા રંગ્રાનવેણો અધરસુ રંગ્રાનવેણો અધરસુદયા પૂરયન ગોપવૃંદે વૃંદારણ્યમ સ્વપદરમણમ પ્રાવિશ ગીત કીર્તિ. તમને નથી તો ગાયા જ રાખીએ, ગાયા જ રાખીએ. ये वेणु गीत का प्रथम श्लोक है, गोपियां गाती है.
So this is the verse from Venu Geet where the form of the Lord is described by the gopis. And when Shukdev ji heard about the beauty of the Lord, that the Lord wears yellow clothes, he has his flute, his dusky skin, and he's smiling. And when he heard this, so Shukdev realized this impersonal Brahman's bliss is futile in comparison to the form of the Lord. He opened his eyes, and by the time he's heard the second verse which describes his attributes,
सयापा यदपि यसा लेभे गतिमदा त्रियुचितां ततो व्यं कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजे। दूसरा श्लोक कृष्ण के गुण का वर्णन।
So the second verse describes the attributes of Krishna.
કેમ છો બકી? કેમ છો બકા? ભાગવતમાં બકી આવી છે તો અહો બકી, બકી માને બકાસુર की बहन।
So Baki means the sister of Bakasur. So she's referred to Baki. That is the demoness Putna. She came with a poison blossom so that she could kill or poison Lord Shri Krishna, who was just 6 days old. So this was the height of cowardice, and just to thrash a child is cowardice. So today, these days, people don't beat, but when we were kids, we used to get a great beat.
અને પાછું જ્યાં જઈએ પહેલા વર્ષે
So
તો
wherever I go,
પાંચમા વર્ષે હું કઈ કરવા જાઉં ને જે
first verse he is serving, and after 5 years he becomes the owner of that same shop.
આપણે આનું એક કારણ છે આપણે ત્યાં ગુજરાતી
And there is a reason.
નાનો છોકરો રમતો હોય
When the child is playing and he falls and he cries and comes home, already he is in distress and pain, and mother thrashes that why did you went there?
હવે ક્યારે પાછો પડે
So will he ever fail in his life?
બિચારો છોલાઈને આવ્યો છે અહીંયા માં બિચારી એટલે એટલો સ્ટ્રોંગ કરી નાખે ને માતાઓ
So the mothers make their kids so strong.
सो मैं ये कह रहा था एक तो बच्चे को मारना ही कायरता है
So to
और
kill a child is cowardice,
6 दिन का बच्चा है
and this was just 6 days old child,
ना कहे विष पिलाकर दूध के बहाने
and
विष
by
पिलाकर मार देना
poisoning
कायरता की
him,
सीमा हो गई
this was the height
लेकिन
of
कृष्ण ने देखा
her cowardice. But Krishna saw that
पूतना
this Putana,
पूतना अपने कायरता की सीमा को पार कर
she
रही
has crossed the limit of her cowardice. So
सीमा को पार
I will cross my limit of
हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु कहते हैं ना
mercy. So people say that I'm the ocean of mercy. So people will see her cowardice and they will also see my mercy. So what did Krishna do?
ध्यान से मारने के लिए आई थी
So the Putna who came to kill her, he made her his mother, so that you want to, you can do it with love.
दो तीन मुक्का मारा लेकिन बाद में वैकुंठ में भेज दिया
And then he sent
धात्री
her
पूतना को
to the eternal abode of the Lord and gave the position of his own mother.
रोते हुए
So here
विदुर जी को कहते हैं
Uddhavji is crying and tells Vidur
दुनिया को मारने
that
के लिए आई थी
the demoness who was there to kill
और अपना कर
Krishna,
स्थान दे
he
दिया
accepted her, and not only that, that he gave
दयालु
her a position of his mother.
बड़ा दयालु
So there cannot be
ईश्वर
anyone
आपको कहाँ मिलेगा
more merciful than this.
करुणामयी भगवान कहाँ मिलेगा कि जिसको मारने के लिए आई उसको मां बना लेना हैं? कम्बा दयालु इससे बड़ा दयालु कौन है कि जिसकी मैं शरण ग्रहण करूं
Whose shelter shall I take? So this is the quality of the Lord. When Shukdevji heard this, he became anxious and he started looking who is singing this. Then disciples of Vedaji said that our teacher has taught us, and he realized that his own father is the teacher. Then Shukdevji learned Bhagavatam from Vedvyasji, and he started roaming. And as we heard yesterday that Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami met.
अब हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे, हमारे पास केवल 1.5 घंटा है। श्रवण और कीर्तन, ये दोनों तत्वों को थोड़ा सा समझकर, महाराज परीक्षित श्रवण भक्ति के आइडल हैं। और
So Parikshit Maharaj is the role model of listening, and Shukdev Goswami is the paramount of speaking or kirtanam. So you will be able to do all the limbs of bhakti only if you are able to listen properly. That's why the Lord has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth. We speak so much, but our speech also is fixed. If we speak too much, then we lose this. But therefore, we should speak sparingly. So the first limb of bhakti is listening. So when he asked Valmiki Rishi, where should I stay when Ramji was in exile, then he was replied that a person who has as deep ears as ocean and who constantly listen to the Katha, you should reside in their heart and their homes. So we are supposed to listen, and we should listen like ocean. That is the proof. So many rivers enter the ocean that then this ocean says that you come and you should not come. The ocean accepts all the rivers, so we should become benevolent like her. When we come to the temple, whoever is speaking, we should listen with open heart. So my understanding is that if you don't like someone preaching, then you should listen to them. Then you will realize that what you're not supposed to speak. So we get knowledge from everyone. If you have a perspective, then the world is beautiful. So at least you get this realization that if we speak like this, then people will not like it. So that is also a great learning. So there are 2 types of listeners. One who just come, you can speak whatever you want to speak. It means they want to listen, but they don't have any specific interest. So if you go to a great restaurant and the waiter asks, what will you, whatever you feel like you can serve us. It means he doesn't have any interest in eating much. He just wants to fill his stomach. So if a person says that, okay, you bring appetizer, this and then, it implies that he enjoys eating. So Maharaj Parikshit never said that you can speak anything. On time to time, Parikshit Maharaj used to ask beautiful, beautiful questions. Tell me about the universe. Tell me about the creation. Let me know about the... birth of Krishna and Balramji. So he kept on asking questions. So the quality that we all should imbibe from Parikshit Maharaj, he is the scholar of listening. So when he used to listen to the pastimes, he used to enter the pastime. He used to think that all this is happening presently or in present. So in South India, all the citizens are referred to as Alwar. So there was a king whose name was Kulshekhar Alwar. When he used to listen, so he used to think that this is all happening right now. So when he used to hear that Ramji was given exile, so he said that okay, he went there, I will just go and find him. So the minister said that you should not speak these pastimes to him because the king gets agitated when he is. So once this Brahmana came and said that Ramji is in exile, and in Chitrakoot, Ravan has taken the form of a celibate and abducted Mother Sita. So this has happened almost 10 lakh years before. But he's thinking that oh, just now Sita ji was abducted, so he's ordered his army get ready because Ravan has abducted Sita ji. So we want to fight a battle. So they all get ready. So they went little further. So the minister came. Said, I came from the Ravan has returned Sita ji. So this is how Parikshit Maharaj used to listen. They used to enter the pastimes. So you might have seen a movie. So when they used to enter, imbibe their quality, the moon, that I am the hero. A person drank too much of liquor and he was greatly intoxicated. And he said that if you're brave enough, then you should fight with me. So he was told that you should go to a cremation ground and you should sit there at night. He said, am I scared? And he went there and sat there. So there are ghosts there. There are witches. So there was a witch. She had long nails and this person was drunk. And this witch came and she started agitating. So after 3 hours, she fell down. The people are so much scared of me. And I'm trying to scare you since last 3 hours. You're not scared. And he said, why should I scare? My wife is far more dangerous than you.
जस्ट आपको जगाने के लिए था, ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है, आप थोड़े से और अच्छे से। तो मूल कथा कहाँ चल रही थी? आप सब शमशान में बैठे हो। महाराज परीक्षित कथा सुनते समय कथा में आविष्ट हो जाते।
Maharaj Parikshit used to enter the pastimes while listening. So this is how we should listen. we should enter the pastime. So, in this manner, Parikshit Maharaj is the presiding deity or ideal for that. So, whenever you listen but Kirtan, you should understand the meaning of Kirtan first. So, let me clarify a thing. So, what does Kirtan mean? Kirtan is to take symbols and chant the holy name. That is right. But that is not just Kirtan. The exact meaning of Sanskrit, Kirtan in Sanskrit is to sing the glories of the Lord. That is Kirtan.
कृष्ण की कीर्ति का गान इसे कीर्तन कहते हैं और कृष्ण की कीर्ति महामंत्र के द्वारा भी गाई जा सकती है
And Krishna's Kirti or glories can be sung by chanting the holy names or Vaishnava bhajans
और श्रीमद् भागवत
or
गाना
by even singing Bhagavatam. That also is included in Kirtan Bhakti.
और इसका प्रमाण रूप
And the proof is Rup Goswami. He is our Acharya.
तात्विक आचार्य तो रूप गोस्वामी को पूछा कि कीर्तन के आइडल
So he was asked, who is the idol of Kirtan? And he said, Shukdev Goswami.
कोई ऐसा हरि नाम का कीर्तन तो नहीं किया
So Shukdev Goswami has not chanted the holy names. He has sung Bhagavatam.
कि हरि
So what does it imply?
कीर्तन है जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु
That singing the
लेकिन
or chanting the holy names of the Lord is Kirtan,
के
but
अंदर
even speaking Bhagavatam comes under Kirtan.
करने के लिए मैं आया पॉइंट आया इसलिए कि कुछ लोग तो फंसे हैं, आप भी ना फंस जाओ इसलिए अब भागवत किस भक्ति में आया कीर्तन भक्ति
So Bhagavatam comes in Kirtan Bhakti. So wherever there is Kirtan,
बजाना तो होगा ही
there will be music.
कीर्तन में जितना संगीत होगा उतना अच्छा होगा हाँ? तो कई बार कुछ लोगों के मन में
So sometimes people
जब आता नहीं है करते नहीं है तो उनके मन में होता है कि जब भागवत
think
कथा
that
होती है
when we speak Bhagavatam,
संगीत क्यों
then why there should be
जब
music in
भागवत
that?
कथा होती है तो भागवत में कीर्तन क्यों अरे भागवत ही कीर्तन है
Bhagavatam itself is Kirtan or congregational chant. And if there is no music, then what will be there? When Narad Muni used to speak Bhagavatam, he used to play veena. Shukdev Goswami never needed any instrument because his voice was so beautiful or melodious. So when we speak Bhagavatam, because Shukdev Goswami is an idol, he used to sing for whom? Only for the pleasure of the Lord. So this was not a livelihood for Shukdev Goswami, especially in India. By some Brahmanas, Bhagavatam has become a livelihood. For us, Shukdev Goswami is our paramount, so what should we learn from him? It is not our livelihood, it should be our life and soul. So there can be many sources to earn money. There are so many avenues, but we should make Bhagavatam our life. Those who live by Bhagavatam, the words from their heart, they enter our heart, and the love towards the Lord manifests in our heart. So those who are doing it for a livelihood, if you listen Bhagavatam from such people, nor the listener nor the speaker will be benefited. Although he is speaking Bhagavatam, in Padma Puran, Vyasji has said that there is so much calcium in milk, but if it's touched by a snake, then it can kill. So those who have Bhagavatam as their love and soul, those who live by its principle, if you listen from them, then you will nourish your devotional service. So Parikshit ji was spoken Bhagavatam by Shukdev Goswami, and then after speaking, he placed him and left. His eyes were filled with his that with so many listeners, and I will get so many other listeners as well. But I will not get any great listener like Parikshit Maharaj. For 7 days and 7 nights, he kept on listening to the Katha 24 into 7 for 7 days. So Shukdev ji said that 3 days have passed, you haven't eaten anything. Then you drink something. Said, no, I'm not thirsty nor I'm hungry. Why? From your mouth, we are drinking the nectar. So when I'm getting this, I don't need any ordinary water. So this is the how a listener should be. So in listening, ears are important, but in kirtan, our mouth is important, or our tongue is important. Then the third is smaran, or remembrance. And the acharya for that is Prahlad Maharaj. So if you see, the Smaran Bhakti is the greatest. And if there is a restriction of society or family, or there is some restriction in our life, and at that time, if there is anything that we can do is Smaran Bhakti, that is remembering Lord Krishna, and that is the greatest of all. Sometimes we give so many excuses. We want to chant, but we have so much restriction at our home. So even if you have restriction at home, then you won't be able to chant on the beats. But can't you remember the Lord? Somebody can tie your hands or feet, but nobody can tie our heart. But we don't want to do it. If we really want to do, then there is a way out. And I will say that Smaran, or remembering Lord, is the greatest. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has repeatedly told Arjuna that you should focus your mind on me, and whatever happens in our heart is Smaran, or remembrance. In Smaranam, it is the focus on our heart and mind. Krishna doesn't beg, but in Bhagavad Gita he has begged that, please give me your heart. So once I asked him,
आप देखना, आप कहीं भी जाओगे ना, अन्य किसी तीर्थों में, वहां तो मिल जाएंगे भिक्षुक, स्वराष्ट्र में आपको एक भिखारी नहीं मिलेगा. અને ભગવાન કૃષ્ણ ભીખ માંગતે हैं, मुझे कोई मन दे दो.
And Krishna begs here that give me your heart, give me your heart. So he says that I don't have a heart. So where is your heart? My heart is was taken by Srimati Radha.
कृष्ण हमसे मन मांगते हैं. सो और मन में जो होता है, कान में जो होता है वो श्रवण, मुख में होता है कीर्तन, मन में जो होता है
whatever happens in our heart and mind is called smaranam. If someone asks me whatever I practiced, heard and learned, if somebody asks then in the world, then I will, what's the greatest opulence of wealth in this world, then I will say this remembrance is the greatest wealth of all. I should just beg that I should just have remembrance of you, O my Lord. And even if this world gets disturbed, you will never get disturbed if you are in a stage of remembrance of the Lord. But as soon as you stop remembering the Lord, then you will get agitated. This happened and that happened. Whatever distress we consider to be distress is not actually distress or anxiety. Actual distress is that we have forgotten the Lord. Once we have this remembrance, then there is no distress at all. Our Gurudev blesses, he says that Krishna Ramati Rastu. May your heart be always focused on the Lord. That is the greatest boon of all. We sing Damodar Ashtakam during Diwali or in Kartik month.
नमामेश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोनुकलादवमानम् यशोदाभियोनुकलादवमानम् परामृष्टमत्यन्ततोधृत्य गोप्या ज्यादा डिटेल में न जाकर मैं सार पर आ जाऊं कि पद्म पुराण में सत्यव्रत
If I just give you the essence, then Satyavrat Muni has written, and the Lord appeared after he finished 3 verses, and he said, "You sing so well, you have such great emotion. I'm really satisfied and happy with you. You can ask for any boon." Then Satyavrat Muni replies, "I got a great opportunity. If we would have been there, we would have a great long list. We would have written so much." But Satyavrat Muni says, "You're the greatest, and if I just give a hint, then you can give me anything. But oh my Lord, I don't want anything. I don't want even heavenly planets. Even I don't want devotional service." Then the Lord said that at least you should ask something. Then Satyavrat Muni asked only for one thing.
इदं ते वपुरनाथ गोपाल सदा मे मनस्य विरास्तां किमन्ये। प्रभु आपको देना ही है।
If you really want to give me something, then this form of yours, which form? Gopal Balam. That is Bal Gopal. O Lord, this child form which is stealing butter, etc. So this form of yours should always be in my heart. That is what I want. And where is the soul of this verse? So there is this small word kim ane, that your form, childlike form should be there, and kim ane, if I get anything else except that, I won't be satisfied or happy. But even if I don't have anything, but if I have your form, then I don't need anything.
सो इस प्रकार से मन में स्मरण भक्ति, मन में भगवान का स्मरण सुमिरन। और स्मरण कब होगा? जब
And when will we have this remembrance? When we listen to the pastimes of the Lord carefully, when we read Bhagavatam carefully, when we have some understanding, only then we can remember. So we have to listen carefully.
जब सुना होगा तब उसको कुछ स्मरण कर पाएंगे ना, परंतु स्मरण करना। और स्मरण भक्ति के आचार्य श्री प्रहलाद,
And who is the paramount of this? That is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was born in a family where you could chant the holy names on beads.
हरे कृष्ण ऐसे दिखाते ज्यादा है कि लोग देखें कि हम कर रहे हैं।
We show off a lot that, see, we are chanting the holy name. So Prahlad Maharaj didn't have this scope
खेत में एक गुलाब का फूल पैदा हुआ था,
because he was born in the family of demons.
पर खड़े थे, वहां तो ऐसे माला करना, कथा सुनना,
So it was impossible for him to
लेकिन माँ के
chant the holy names or put tilak. But as he has heard
भागवत सुन चुके,
by the mercy of Narad Muni from the womb of his mother,
तो प्रहलाद के लिए एक ही
so
गलती बची थी,
for Prahlad had only one escape route, that is to remember.
स्कोप न मिले तो बहुत
When there is no scope,
पास है स्मरण भक्ति, खूब स्मरण।
then we have this greatest treasure, that is remembering the Lord.
स्मरण भक्ति में कंसीडर होता है, और मैं कहूंगा
And it is considered in Smarana.
कंसीडर होता है।
And it is the greatest of all, according to my perception, because in Gita, Krishna repeatedly says that you should remember me, remember me.
वही मरते
But
समय सपोर्ट करे,
whoever has remembered can, that only will support us.
मरते समय थोड़ी आप हाथ डाल पाओगे,
Because at the time of your death, you won't be able to chant the beads.
मरते समय आपका कंठ कुलशेखर अलवार प्राण
Kulshekar Alvar
कफवात पित्त, मृत्यु के समय न हाथ
says that at the time of death, nor our hands will work, nor our mouth, nor our eyes, nor ears.
मरने की जो अणी होती है ना, मरने की अंतिम घड़ी, उस समय एक ही
The
हमको काम देता है।
only thing that works at that time is our mind.
जब आत्मा निकलती है तब एक ही चीज
When
एक्टिवेट, ये बुद्धि, ये सब कुछ तो कब
our
खत्म हो जाता है। वो अंतिम
soul is leaving the body, that time only mind is activated.
वो है हमारा मन। अब जीवन भर यदि मन में स्मरण किया,
So if we have remembered the Lord, then we will be able to remember him at the time of our death.
मरते समय भगवान जीवन भर स्मरण किया तो मरते समय होगा, और मरते समय भगवान का स्मरण हुआ तो भगवत गीता,
And if we remember the Lord while we leave our body, then in Bhagavad Gita, Lord says
यदि अंतिम समय में मेरा
that at the time of your death, if you remember me, then you will attain my eternal abode.
लेकिन हम लोग क्या है ना, कहाँ ये सब भगवान का स्मरण करते हैं,
But we don't remember the Lord.
कि आज प्रसाद में क्या है,
So we just think that what is there in Prasad.
भोजन में क्या है आज, हमारा एक्चुअली हमारी दुर्दशा कैसी है जानते हैं? एक मिनट में सुनो।
So our pitiable situation is this.
हमारी जवानी बीत जाती है पैसे कमाने
Our
में,
youth is spent on gathering money or wealth.
माथा मारते हैं यहाँ,
We work so hard
और नो डाउट पैसे कमा भी लेते हैं,
and then we
वो पैसे जब
accumulate wealth.
समय आता
But when it's time to enjoy this wealth, we have become old.
वो पैसे कमा लिए, लेकिन पैसे भुगतने का समय आता है तब तक तो डायबिटीज हो गई है। ये कथा के दौरान कई लोग हमको बुलाते हैं, पधरामणी माटे आओ, घरे आओ,
So sometimes people invite us for
हमारे लिए छप्पन
prasadam,
भोग, क्या-क्या
and they serve us so many dishes.
અને જેણે આપણને બોલાવ્યા ને
And the
ખોટો ફણગાવેલા મગ ખાતો હોય,
person who has invited us, he is
સ્પ્રાઉટ કયો છો, કાંઈ કે
eating sprouts.
ઈ બજારો આમ ચમચેથી ઈ ગણી ગણીને ખાતો હોય,
And that too he's counting and eating. His wife is standing on his head. How much you ate? And if you say that why don't you eat this sweet, etc. Then he says that I'm diabetic, so I can't. So a person who is diabetic loves to sweet. So they take insulin and they eat sweet. So it's amazing that they inject insulin themselves, but they love so much sweet that the pain is negligible. So at the time of his death, if his do you have any desire, last desire or last wish, then he'll say that just give me some sweet.
और गीता में कृष्ण कहते हैं अंतमति सोगति, मरते समय जहां
So
मति
Krishna says that wherever your heart is at the time of your death, you will get that body. So your mind was in to have sweet, then you'll become an ant. So we have heard that when Bharat Maharaj was engrossed in the deer, he was highly elevated and he was in bhava stage, yet he was remembering the deer and he turned into a deer. So those who keep dogs and take care of the dog, when they will die, what will they become? I have no animosity towards dogs. So, because the facility that even humans don't get, the dogs are getting those facility. How fortunate are they? Do you have ants in UK? So I came from Haridwar. So I was wearing the shoe, then this ant entered. I tried to get it out, but it didn't come out. And she says that
मैं कह हाल हाल तारे क्या वीजा पासपोर्ट नहीं जरूर है, तो मैं उसको जूते में ही रहने दिया, पहन लिया, लेके यहाँ आया. અમારે ભરતભાઈ ત્યાં પેલી કથા હતી બર્મિંગહામમાં, મેં જ્યારે જૂતા કાઢ્યા કીડી હતી, મેને ઉતારી માઇગ્રેટ કરી નાખી, હવે યુકેની થઈ ગઈ છે, હવે અહીંયા એ લગ્ન કરશે, લગભગ થઈ
so
ગયું.
now the ant has came to UK. She'll get married.
આપણને પુણ્ય તો મળે કે નહીં આમાં? સો માતાઓ કા હવે આ બધું આવું બધું કહેવા જઈએ તો 2 દિવસમાં ક્યારે કથા થાય? सो खैर, तो चींटियों को आपने कभी देखा? चींटियां ना ऐसे चलती
Have you seen the ants?
टाइम नहीं होगा, जब हम छोटे थे तो ये सब देखते थे.
So when we were kids, we used to watch them. She walks straight
रसोड़े में पहुंचती है, रसोड़ा समझते हैं?
and she reaches the kitchen.
रसोड़े में पहुंचती है, किचन में पहुंचती है, और उसमें उसको शक्कर का दाना मिल जाए ना,
And then if she gets the sugar, then she walks, and whoever meets, she tells them,
बहुत सीक्रेट है, किसी को मत.
this is a secret, don't tell it to anyone else.
दिवाली का सेल लगा है, वहां
There is a sale in the van.
मतलब किचन में उस डिब्बे में शक्कर है, दाना ले लेना.
So there is sugar there, and we can go and
आपने देखा है? मैंने बहुत देखा है. जो भी रास्ते में मिलती है ना, वो
So she meets everyone. What else she would speak? So she keeps on telling, this is the nature of women. But the males are like male. So he's not able to find sugar anytime. But even if he gets it, then he sits alone there in the box of sugar. He will not tell anyone.
મકોડા ક્યારે કોઈ ન કહે પણ કીડીઓ બેનો બિચારી બધાને કહી દે કે ऐसा ऐसा so मरते समय मीठा खाने की इच्छा.
So he had this desire to eat sweet. So they'll become and then they'll come in their own home. The daughter-in-law wakes up, and because they're not able to open their eyes without tea, so she keeps the water, puts tea, and opens the sugar, and she sees her father. Father-in-law is sitting there, and he tells that, leave me. So her eyes are still closed, and the ant is in the spoon, and then he falls in that water and dies. So God forbids that we should not have this condition. So we should have the remembrance of the Lord in our heart. I'm sharing this in humor, but the knowledge is deep that we should not face such a situation. So we should always remember the Lord, which Lord Prahlad Maharaj has done. What not Hiranyakashipu did to kill Prahlad Maharaj. So he tried to trample him under great elephants. But as soon as they used to come near Prahlad Maharaj, they used to see lion in him, and they used to get scared. So great elephants couldn't kill him. There was a room where there were thousands of poisonous snakes, and he was kept there in that room. He was bitten, but these snakes lost their gems and teeth. This finished their poison, but Prahlad was unaffected. So here we are listening to the qualities. So let's share a quality of Prahlad Maharaj. His own master, Shan and Amrak, wanted to kill him. So she was about to attack Prahlad Maharaj, but he had this deep faith in the Lord. So she came running to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But Prahlad was unaffected. So this Kriti understood that Shan and Amrak are wrong. And she came running and she killed them both. So here the quality of a devotee manifests. So Prahlad Maharaj prays to the Lord that these two shouldn't have died. So if Prahlad asked that they were killing you, although they were trying to kill me, they were ignorant. We cannot let them die. But please make them live or revive them. So on behest of Prahlad Maharaj, they were given their lives back. So a devotee has this quality that even if he is mistreated by someone, still they are charitable to them as well. So they try to drown Prahlad Maharaj by tying a big stone, but still he didn't die. He was poisoned, yet he was alive. After so much trial and tribulation, yet he was unaffected. So Hiranyakashipu one day asked Prahlad that we have been trying to kill you, but you are not dying. Why? Do you know any kind of magic? Then Prahlad Maharaj says,
मेरे हरि नाम मंत्र जंत्र मेरे हरि नाम। पिताजी मेरी रक्षा महामंत्र कर रहा
he
है।
says, I'm protected by the potency of Mahamantra. It's protecting me. The name of the Lord is protecting me. And by listening the name of his enemy Vishnu, he became more agitated. He says, where exactly is your Vishnu? Today I'm not spare him. I want to see him. Prahlad Maharaj replies with love. He says that your question itself is wrong. You should ask that where my Lord doesn't resides.
जाको विश्रामा घट घट में जाको विश्रामा। मेरे भगवान विष्णु कहाँ नहीं है?
Says my Lord is omnipresent. So he lives in his eternal abode, and as a Paramatma or super soul, he lives in everybody's heart, and he lives as Impasa Brahma in the whole world, in the whole universe. And at that time, Hiranyakashipu became angry. So randomly he saw this pillar. He said that your Vishnu is omnipresent. Then is he present in this pillar? Prahlad Maharaj said yes. So what might Prahlad Maharaj be thinking? Let me share a secret. Vishnu was not there in that pillar. So doesn't Lord has a better place to live? He lives in his father-in-law's home. So where does Shivji reside? In Himalaya. And who is the daughter of Himalaya? Parvati, who is his wife. So doesn't he reside in his father-in-law's home? So Garbhodakshai, Shirodakshai, and Karodakshai Vishnu, all of these reside in ocean. And who is their wife? That is Lakshmi. And who is the father of Lakshmi? That is ocean. And he resides in the ocean. So he resides in his father-in-law's home. Whenever you have anxiety or distress, then you should visit your in-laws' home.
खैर, तो अंदर की बात मैं कह रहा था कि जब प्रहलाद ने कहा कि इस खंबे में है, ये
So when Prahlad said that the Lord is in the pillar. I'm not saying this. This is revealed by Shukdev Goswami Narad Muni. The Lord was not there in that pillar at that time.
ईंट होती है, कंक्रीट होता है, यही सब होता है। और हमारे वहां जैसे ड्रामा होता था वैसा थोड़ी है। हमारे वहां जब ड्रामा होता है ना,
So when there is a drama, then there is a pillar.
भगवान नरसिंह देव को बिठा देता है।
So 90 minutes before, the person is
क्योंकि हमारी जो कथा करवा वाला है, इन्हें जो टाइम
told to sit.
जो टाइम दिया है उसका 1-1.5 घंटा लेट ही होता है।
So if the orator is like me, who is always late, then
मुझे बेचारे सोचते होंगे वो जो खंबे में ऐसा होता है
and
ना, आपने कभी कथाओं
is
में
they stuck in this pillar, have you seen?
नरसिंह देव भगवान को उस थर्मोकोल के खंबे में बिठा देते हैं।
So they make a pillar of thermocol and
वक्ता बोलता है
make
कि ये संध्या का समय हुआ और खंबा टूटा, तब वो अंदर से वो थर्मोकोल
Narsingh Dev sit in it.
ऐसे आता है।
And when the orator speaks that
नरसिंह देव को बिठा दिया,
the Lord Narsingh Dev manifest and they break the pillar and they come out.
तो खंबा बेचारा पैक है।
So the pillar is packed.
नरसिंह देव उसका मेकअप सब कुछ चिथरे हाल हो जाता है। तो हम लोगों के तो खंबे में भगवान नरसिंह देव होते भी है, हम लोग बिठा भी देते हैं। लेकिन जब प्रहलाद ने कहा उस
But
समय
when Prahlad Maharaj said that time,
नहीं थे।
Narsingh Dev was not in that pillar. Please understand the philosophical point. The Lord was not there. But as Prahlad Maharaj has said that the Lord is there, so to prove his devotees' word right or true, the Lord had to appear in that pillar. My devotee has said that the Lord is in this pillar. So if I don't come out with this pillar, then my devotee will lose his honor, and I will not tolerate that.
નરસિંહ મહેતાના પિતાનું શ્રાદ્ધ
So Narsingh Mehta's father was to be venerated, and his elder brother said that you should come. And Manik Bhai, his wife, didn't like it, and she said that we will do on our own accord. So when Narsingh Mehta came from his tribe, he said that your elder brother was here and he was angry. You perform devotional service and you're not. And every time he mistreats you. So I told that you do your way and we will do on our own. Narsingh Mehta says that since last 3 days we haven't offered anything to the Lord, and how will we venerate our father or perform the ceremony? So she said that we have lost everything, but you shouldn't be aware. So I have this one nose ring that I have kept hidden that was given by my father. So I just keep remembering my father by seeing this. But to venerate our father-in-law, you should take this nose ring and you should go and sell it. And whatever money you get, we will perform this ceremony for our father-in-law. And Narsingh Mehta is out to sell the nose ring of his wife. So here he is not selling his nose ring, but he is about to sell the honor of the Lord, because Lord's honor resides in the honor of his devotees. So now Prahlad Maharaj has said that Lord is here, but we are in ISKCON, so we are in this organization. All of us devotees, we follow this principle. Otherwise, we should chant 64 rounds. So, and all Ekadashi should be without water.
ફરાળી ઢોસા, ફરાળી પીઝા, આમાં ભગવાન મળે? એકાદશી
So will we attain the Lord like this?
માળા કેવી કરીએ છીએ આપણને પરમાત્માને ખબર.
How we chant, we all are aware.
ભક્તિ તો ભક્તિ के लिए, प्रभु की प्राप्ति के लिए
To attain the Lord, we have to do so much.
भक्ति भगवान कैसे मिलते पता है?
How do you attain the Lord?
દધીચી ઋષિને દેવતા યાચે ને વાસાનું કરવા વજર. દધીચી ઋષિને દેવતા યાચે ને વાસાનું કરવા વજર. હે કુહાડે જેના અંગડા કાપ્યા, હે કુહાડે જેના અંગડા કાપ્યા, ત્યારે મળ્યા ભગવાન મેરા મણ માજા ન મૂકે અને છેલૈયો સતના સુકે. भगवान कब मिलते हैं? दधीची ऋषि ने अपना पूरा
He
शरीर
attained the Lord. The Diti Rishi gave his whole body, then only he was able to attain the Lord. Shivi Maharaj gave his own body, and then only they were able to attain the Lord. Harishchandra gave his whole kingdom, then only he was able to attain the Lord. And we eat pizza on Ekadashi and we think that we will attain the Lord. Is Lord that cheap?
મારો અધિકાર ગણીને તમને ખોટું નથી લાગતું ને? નથી લાગતું ને? લાગે તો ક્ષમા કરી દેજો બાપા.
Please forgive me if I have offended any of you.
જેન્યુઇન રહેવાનું આપણે, શાંતિથી બોલવાનું. ભગવાન ભગવાન. અમારે કવિ કાગ બાપુની દીકરી અહીંયા અહીંયા આપણા આ પરિવારમાં છે. હે તો હું કાગ બાપુને યાદ કરું. પણ કાગઈ છેવટ બંગલો બોલ્યો ને બંગલા. ઈશ્વર તું કોઈને આપીશ માયાવા બંગલાનો અવતાર. હેમાળા ને માર્ગે જાઉં અને મારે નાની ઝૂંપડી થાવું. બોલો તમે બંગલા બોલો. સો આખીર તો હેમળા ને માર્ગે જવાનું ને. કવિ દુલા ભાયા કાગ એવું લખી ગયા કે સિંહાસને ચડવા ગયા ત્યાં પગ હેઠે હિમાલય હતો. एक सेकंड के लिए आप विचार करो.
So just imagine for a moment that Pandavas have lived a life filled with obstacles to get this kingdom of Hastinapur. And they fought such a great battle and they became the king. But how many days did they rule? Kagbapu writes, they lived their life in struggle, and when they became the king, then they went to Himalayas for liberation. So I was just saying, according to the scripture principle, we won't get or attain the Lord. We'll just attain the Lord just because Srila Prabhupada has said that if you follow 4 regulated principles and 16 rounds and chanting, then I guarantee that the Lord will come to take you back to Godhead. So, the Lord was not there in the pillar, but as Prahlad, the exalted devotee of the Lord, has said that the Lord is there. So to protect the word of his devotee and to keep his word, the Lord appeared. So the Lord will not come seeing our face. But because Prabhupada has said this, then because to keep his word, the Lord will come. So we live on this principle.
બાકી 64 કરવી હોય એને છૂટ છે. એકાદશી નિર્જળા એમાં કઈ આપણો મેળ પડવાનો છે? કોઈ શુદ્ધ ભક્ત કી શરણ.
So we should take a shelter of a great sage or a exalted devotee. So by just seeing his face and to prove their word true, the Lord will make it happen. So this is what we are supposed to learn. So Prahlad ji said that the Lord is in the pillar. Hiranyakashipu was reddened with anger.
तो शादी में मैं ऐसे मंडप में बैठा था, मेरी शादी में, उसके बाद आज बैठा हूं. તમે લોકો પાસે કહેતાય નથી કે રાધિકાને બાજુમાં લાવો, બોલાવો, તો પુરાના દિવસો યાદ કરીએ. નહીં, એકલા એકલા કરો. हिरण्यकशिपु पूर्ण आक्रोश में आ गया.
So Hiranyakashipu was agitated that because taking the name of my enemy, he said that if your Lord is here in the pillar, then today I will not spare him. I'm dying on a daily basis. So today either he or either me will survive. So only one will survive, either me or him. And at that time, Hiranyakashipu attacked the pillar with his thumb. Then the Lord thought,
इमेजिन कर सकते हैं ना, हिरण्यकशिपु लाल पीला हुआ, हाथ में मुष्टि कर भगवान अंदर कुछ આની જેવા હડી ગેલાની મુષ્ટિકાથી આપણે આવું, એની કરતા આપણે પોતે જ ન આવી જઈએ. ભગવાને એવું વિચાર કર્યો અંદર બેઠા
so the Lord thought that rather than him, he attacks and I come. That's suitable. So Hiranyakashipu was ready to attack the pillar, but before he attacked,
वैशाख शुद्ध 14 दिशा रवि होत संध्या ही काल. अवतार चरित्र के कवियों ने क्या सजाया है इस अवतार को, है? वैशाख महीना, चतुर्दशी तिथि.
so in the month of Vaishak, on the 4th day, during the sunset, the sun is about to set, and at that time,
डरी नो जाता हूँ आपको ए મને એ ક્યાં, એટલે મને કઈ થઈ નથી ગયું. અમારે ગુજરાતીમાં એવું એ કરવું પડે. એ वैशाख शुद्ध 14 दिशा के रवि होत संध्या ही काल. वैशाख शुद्ध 14 दिशा के रवि. भगवान नरसिंह देव प्रकट हुए हैं.
Narsingh Dev appeared, and Hiranyakashipu was looking. His face was like a lion.
भगवान नरसिंह देव सिंह के समान. भगवान नरसिंह देव की सहस्त्र भुजा.
So Narsingh Dev Lord had thousands of hands, and he had this huge, enormous body. His face was touching the sky. His hairs were decluttering the clouds, and he was half lion, half man. Hiranyakashipu is seeing that this is the train. He said that this is Narsimha. And when he started walking, then it is mentioned in Bhagavatam that by his motion, the whole world was shaking in fear. And with his thousands hands, he killed the army in no moment. And now, Narsingh Dev is combating with Hiranyakashipu. So they both are fighting. They both have clubs in their hands and they both are fighting. You should not think that Hiranyakashipu is ordinary. He is a partial or eternal associate of the Lord and he is in Virasa. So first and foremost, Narsimha, as an eagle snatches a snake, similarly Narsimha took Hiranyakashipu in his hands.
हिरण्यकशिपु को ऐसे उठा लिया, भगवान ने सोचा कि बेचारा मर जाएगा,
So the Lord thought that he will die, so he left him. Then Hiranyakashipu became more excited. And they both started combating with each other again.
सर कर परवर धर मेल करे,
ये मेर करे
हरि हर सुर यवर यपर यतियन कर, नटवर मन हर भय
निरखत नर पवर गण निरजर, निगर मुकुट पर यवरन से
गाण रण पट फरड़ फरड़ पद घूंघर, रंग भर सुंदर
श्याम मेरे जिर रंग भर सुंदर श्याम रमे।
भयंकर युद्ध प्रारंभ हुआ है।
There was a fierce battle between them on the 4th day of Vaishak, and the Lord is waiting for the sunset. And they are both fighting, and when the sun set, then the Lord decided that he will kill Hiranyakashipu now. To protect the cows, to protect the civilization and culture, Vedic culture, and to prove the word of his devotee correct or truthful, he decided that he will kill Hiranyakashipu today. And as soon as he decided that he will kill, Hiranyakashipu was seeing all the bad omens. His crown fell, his vultures were roaming on his head, his mother Diti's bosom started bleeding, his body was shaking, and at that time the Lord dragged Hiranyakashipu and brought him on the door, and with his sharp nails he attacked him.
तब है कत मोर मलार किया,
तब पियु पियु शब्द पुकारत चात,
क्यों कोकिल कंठ गिरा,
तब गड़ड़ गड़ड़ नव होत कड़ा कन घड़ण
धणण गिरिवर शिखर दड़े,
गण पट फरड़ फरड़ पद घूंघर, रंग
सुंदर श्याम मेरे जिर रंग भर सुंदर श्याम में।
भगवान नरसिंहदेव हिरण्यकशिपु को अपने गोद में सुलाए।
So Lord Narasimhadev put Hiranyakashipu on his lap, and with his sharp nails opened the chest of Hiranyakashipu, and there was blood everywhere. The demigods appeared on the sky, and Lord Narasimhadev was showered with flowers.
Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jai Jai Shri Narasimha, Prahladesh Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bhringam, Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham, Narasimha भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युनमाम्यहम् तव करकमलवरे नखम् अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवदनीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय केशवदनीता
रूपा
जय जगदीश हरे
जय जगदीश हरे।
मेरे प्रश्न का जवाब ये कंठी तिलक धोती धारी है ना, वो दे पाएंगे। मुझे बताइए,
So if I ask you a question that the Lord incarnated as Ram, Narsingh, etc. So from where did they manifested? From which Vishnu? Shirodakshai, Garbhodakshai, or Karanadakshay? So from where do they come? In Chaitanya Charitamrita it's mentioned that this Narsingh, Vaman, Varaha, all the incarnations of the Lord, according to Chaitanya Charitamrita, they come from Shirodakshai, Vishnu, and according to Srimad Bhagavatam, they manifest from Garbhodakshai, Vishnu. But according to Jayadev Goswami, this Narsingh avatar was the form taken by the Lord himself.
नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय जगदीश
भाव से गाइए। हे जय केशवदनीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश
हरे जय जगदीश हरे।
नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव गाइए।
नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव।
भगवान नरसिंह देव सभी विघ्नों को हरने वाले हैं।
So the Lord is a remover of all the obstacles in our eternal religion. Whenever there is a auspicious thing, so we establish Lord Ganesha. We venerate Lord Ganpati. Why? Because he is the remover of all the obstacles. So he removes all these obstacles. But this Ganpati, from where does he get this potency? In Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji relates or says, they say that his presiding deity is Narsingadev. He venerates Narsingadev and he gets the potency from there and he removes the obstacles of the world. So the Lord who gives this potency to Ganpati, that is Narsingadev. So when Srila Prabhupada was preaching this Krishna consciousness in initial days, he was facing many obstacles,
तब श्रील प्रभुपाद जी ने यही कहा,
and he said,
वैष्णवों के लिए
for Vaishnavas,
विघ्नों को दूर करने वाले भगवान नरसिम्हा देव हैं।
we have Narsingh Dev, who is the remover of all obstacles. Therefore, thrice
याद करें,
we should venerate him, remember him, and perform Aarti, and we still follow it.
नरसिंह देव, नरसिंह देव जय, नरसिंह देव जय, लेकिन इसका अर्थ ये नहीं है कि नरसिंह देव हमारे सिक्योरिटी गार्ड है।
So it doesn't mean that the Lord is our security guard.
बहुत अंदर से जानता हूँ, वैसे नरसिंह देव याद नहीं आते, लेकिन जैसे ही गाड़ी का सेल्फ लगता है ना,
So as we start our car,
तेरा सिक्योरिटी गार्ड है,
we address or invocate
याद नहीं करेंगे,
Narsingh Dev.
लेकिन गाड़ी चालू होगी, फ्लाइट में बैठेंगे, गाड़ी
When we are about to fly,
कोई यात्रा
we're
पे जाएंगे, तब नरसिंह
starting our journey, we start with Narsingh Aarti.
ये नरसिंह देव भगवान केवल विघ्नों को
So this Lord is not only the destroyer of obstacles that is there,
ये काम की बात,
but for us,
नरसिंह देव भगवान
if we
कृपा हो ना,
get the mercy of Narsingh Dev, then
में आ जाएगा,
we can understand Bhagavatam and we can imbibe it in our own life.
क्यों?
Why?
क्योंकि श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने
Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said in Chaitanya Charitamrita
को यदि समझना है,
that if you want to understand Bhagavatam, then
स्वामी की टीका,
you should understand it through the commentary of Sridhar Goswami, which was written centuries back. That is, Bhavad Deepika should be read.
श्रीधर के भागवत नहीं समझ,
Without
और श्री
it, you cannot understand Bhagavatam. And whatever translation Prabhupada has given, it's almost from his commentary. But Lord Bindu Madhav has said himself that Lord Krishna says that I know, and Shukdev Goswami knows it. Parikshit may or may not know, but Sridharam Sakalam Veti. That means he knows it completely. Why? Because he got the mercy of Narsingh Dev. So he removes our obstacles, and by his mercy we can understand Bhagavatam. Therefore,
जय नरसिंह देव, नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव,
सर्व विघ्न हरता विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह देव भगवान
भगवान की जय,
भक्तराज भक्तों शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज
राज की जय,
जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद
पाद की जय।
सही इस प्रकार
so
स्मरण
in this manner, the pinnacle of remembrance is Prahlad Maharaj,
वचन को सत्य करने के लिए
whose word was proved right or truthful by the Lord himself.
आइए वादा किया था चार भक्ति
So, as we promised about the four limbs of devotional service
लेकिन तीन
and four devotees.
तीन भक्त हुए, श्रवण कीर्तन और स्मरण, और भक्त हुए परीक्षित
So we have heard about Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam, Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami and Prahlad Maharaj. So, so we have 8 minutes.
और हमारा पहला रंगीन जो आया था कलर, उसमें बहुत अच्छा गाना था। गवाई नहीं हो, गवाई नहीं। ला 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 गवाई नहीं गाता, खबरदार कोई गाता है गाए तो यहाँ गवाई हो गवाई पर तुम्हें समझी क्या ना, वादा किया वो निभाना पड़ेगा। तो चौथी भक्ति है
So the
आत्म।
fourth is Atmanivedanam,
अब इसके मैं अब केवल
that
सार
is
बता रहा
fully
हूं,
surrendering to Krishna.
पॉइंट में
So
चला
let me
जाऊं।
just give you the essence.
आत्मनिवेदन भक्ति वैसे तो लोग जानते भी नहीं। आत्मनिवेदन श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन तक तो
People
पहुंचते
don't
हैं।
even understand this or no.
लेकिन आत्मनिवेदन
But
भक्ति जो है
Atmanivedanam
नौवे नंबर की भक्ति है।
is the ninth limb.
वैसे आत्मनिवेदन भक्ति नवदा भक्ति में लास्ट भक्ति है।
So it is the last. So please listen carefully. I'm just giving you the essence.
टाइम पास तो आप मुझे समझ ही गए ना। यदि करना हो तो इसमें 7 साल भी कम पड़े। सार नवदा भक्ति में अंतिम भक्ति है आत्म।
So the last limb is this Atmanivedanam, or fully surrendering to Krishna. So although it's the last stage, but we need to understand carefully, without fully surrendering to Krishna, we cannot perform any limb of devotional service. Any type of devotional service cannot start without surrendering to Krishna. Do you understand? Although it's there at last, but without surrendering to Krishna, can you listen? But first, let's understand the meaning of Atmanivedanam. That is to fully surrender to Krishna, or to give them ourselves. So to give ourselves,
લગભગ અહીંયા બધું ફેલ જ છે। હું કદાચ એમ કહું તમને કે આપણું બધું આપી દેજો, કોણ આપવાનું છે? अपना तो दे ही देना, अपना तो दे देना, लेकिन अपने आप को दे देना। बलि
so not only giving whatever belongs to you, but also to give yourself. So who is the paramount, a role model? That is Bali Maharaj. He can do it because he is born in the clan of Prahlad Maharaj. He is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Some of the qualities come from disciplic succession or our family lineage. So, well, Lord Vishnu comes as Vaman Dev in the fire sacrifice of Bali Maharaj, who was about to conclude the 100th Ashwamedh Yagya, and Vaman Dev reached there. And when Bali Maharaj realized that there is a Brahmana who is a celibate, so Bali Maharaj left the fire sacrifice and went to welcome, who was mesmerizing the whole world. Bali Maharaj said that such a great sage has arrived, so my fire sacrifice is complete. My ancestors have been satisfied. So now that you are here, what do you need, or how shall I serve you? So Vaman Dev was here to cheat him. He said that you should ask something. So he said that I just want 3 steps or 3 feet of the land by measuring by my feet. So Bali Maharaj said that you look like a child, and your brain is also like a child. You're asking for 3 steps of land. I'm the king of the heaven and earth, and you can ask anything. So he says that I am not a greedy Brahmana. I don't need much. So he said that he said that I just need 3 feet. So his spiritual master Shukracharya says that don't trust him, he is Vishnu. Then Bali Maharaj says, if Vishnu is here at my doorstep, and if he wants anything, then that would be my great fortune. So when a person is rich, people go there to get charity. So where there is jaggery, there are flies. So people will say that you are opulent, that's why people come. But The flies come only on the daytime. So, so where there is jaggery so, and light, then only it will come. So even prostitutes have wealth, but the wealth should be utilized properly. Bali Maharaj was a demon, but we are human. And a sage was there at the home of a demon, and he said that I'm great, I'm the most fortunate that the Lord is here. Shukracharya said that I'm your mentor. Whatever you have to give, should give me. And you should not listen to anyone, and you should not go to anyone, and you should not give anything to anyone. So if you have such a spiritual master, then you should leave him. That is what Bali Maharaj teaches us. Guru means large, Lagu means small, and Guru means large. You should have a great heart. You should not just tie your disciples like cattle. They should be taught like a lion. I will give him so much love and nourishment that wherever he goes, he will not leave my love and affection. Guru should not control them managerial. It should be through love and affection. They don't control, but they get controlled. I'm talking in reference to Bali Maharaj. So he had to let go of his spiritual master. That the Lord is here and you're refusing me to serve him. He let go of his spiritual master and he took the vow. And he said that now you can measure. So the Lord started enlarging himself. And the Lord's body started touching the sky. And when he measured one step, then he covered all the 7 lokas. So Shukracharya says, now you can see for yourself. So in one step, he covered the 7 lokas. And in the second step, he covered all the 7 upper planetary systems as well. So now the Lord said that you're saying that you can ask. So in 2 feet, I have measured everything. Where shall I keep my 3rd feet? But Bali is great. He is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. He says that just give me answer to one question, whether a charity is greater or the charitable person. So the Lord said, obviously.
Obviously. दान तो छोटा है ना, दान
So the charity is smaller and the person is greater. So the charitable person is greater than the charity he does. So Bali Maharaj says that you have calculated my charity, but I am still there standing in front of you. And what have you said? That this body also is a kshetra. So you have calculated the area, but I'm still there. So you can keep your 3rd feet at my head. And the Lord kept his feet on the head of Bali Maharaj. So this is what Atmanivedan is, you can see. So first he gave whatever he had, and in the 3rd step he gave himself as well. That is fully surrendering to Krishna. In Kali Yuga, we cannot even think of this. But whatever intensity he had, we cannot do to that extent. But according to Kali Yuga, because this was in Satyuga, so in Kali Yuga we can do at least little. But without surrendering to Krishna, we cannot perform any other limb of bhakti. For example, you are here to do Shravan Bhakti, but for that, you have left your office, your home, at least for 3 hours, at least you left. So you should tell the Lord that we left it for you. And then we came here and we surrendered ourselves to the Lord. So for 3 hours, we have surrendered ourselves to the Lord. Then only we are able to listen. So if we fully surrender for 2 hours, then only we will be able to chant. So without that, we won't be able to learn, listen, or speak or chant. So gradually, we should keep on increasing it. So there's so many things to speak, but and you have so much faith and inquisitiveness. I feel like speaking, keep on speaking, but we all are bonded by time factor. We got so many listeners. This is 366 Katha, but the devotees of Watford are special.
ओके, तो यहाँ पर चिट्ठी के ऊपर चिट्ठी हमारे दो 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 कथा भारत में होने वाली हैं. एक तो आपड़ा,
So there are two kathas in Delhi. One is Suresh Prabhu in Haridwar, Vrindavan. He organizes katha. So this time he has organized a katha in Rameshwaram. So you all are invited. You should reach Rameshwaram for this katha. You can get the details from the website, etc. The second katha in 2024 will be in Gujarat. So Vijay Bhai has organized Katha in Bhavnagar earlier. So now after Diwali in 2024, Tulsi Vivah, at that time, a Katha has been decided. So you all are invited. This is an open invitation. And I will take you all to have the darshan of Dwarikadish. Then we'll go to Somnath, Junagadh.
સુર આપને ભાઈ પતિ નથી ગયું. પણ કેસરી को પકદી ન કરે, પણ કેસરી को પકદી ન કરે, અને કોઈ પો પાછો કદી ન ફરે. કાં પોતે મરે કે બીજાને મારે, કાં પોતે મરે કે બીજાને મારે, પણ પાછા પગલા ભરતો નથી. આ માર્ગ છે શુરાપુરાનો. એ ગાંડી ગીરનો હાવજ ક્યારે ક્રોધ ન કરે. जो सिंह होता है ना, बिना कारण के कभी क्रोध नहीं करता. लेकिन
so the lion never unnecessarily gets angry, but if you mess with him, then he will not leave you. So this devotional service is like the pathway, like that. You cannot take your step back. Once you start devotional service, then you cannot take a step back. So this is the quality of a lion. So you all are invited. So we'll give the mic to Amit Prabhu now.
गोकुलानंद भगवान
की जय।
जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद
पाद की जय।
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल।
जय जय श्री राम
राधे
जय जय श्री राम
राधे
जय जय श्री राम।